Japan anime news powered by Newtype. Yes, well, this program is being translated, but almost none of us creators can check the translation. Do you understand what that means? We are people who only speak Japanese, creating this in Japanese. It is automatically translated and distributed in various languages. And we are receiving very grateful responses. Yoshida-san, it's Kapeine. It's almost like everyone is listening to the voicemail from Kapeine-san as it is. Thank you every week. Also, thank you for reading my post again. Likewise, in the last broadcast, I was disappointed that there weren't many reactions from overseas. But there is one point that caught my attention. Well, I do think that there should be reactions from overseas, and that's what I intended with this project. I am interested in how Lingueene translates Yoshida-san's speech into English, and I have been waiting for the English version to be released. There are others like this, When looking at X, there's a person named Datesoba who said, using an AI translation app means that if your pronunciation isn't clear, it won't translate properly, so it's understandable for a single announcer to speak. He seems to be making some compromises, which is still understandable. But when it comes to Yoshida's program, which uses interesting expressions in a rakugo-like Japanese, isn't it challenging the limits of AI? It's interesting to listen to, and even just the background information is intriguing. There were also people posting with the hashtag #JAnime. So while there are certainly those who want to know about anime information, it's clear that there are also people interested in it as a technical experiment. I was waiting for the English version to be released, said Kapeine, who, unlike us, resides in America and is fluent in both Japanese and English. It's wonderful to have someone like him. I was waiting for the English version, but it might be an issue with my smartphone, as only the Japanese version was uploaded to the podcast. Until then, Japanese, Chinese, and Arabic versions were all uploaded and available for selection, but this time it was different. However, I have another smartphone for work that is English-based, and it seems that the English version was released a few days after the Japanese version. By the way, only the English version appears on that device. When I search for this program on my PC browser, it seems that not all language versions are available. Could it be related to the location settings of my smartphone or PC? I apologize if my information is lacking. If there was no response from overseas due to technical reasons, could it be a timing issue that will eventually be resolved? Yes. This is the latest version of our podcast delivered using the latest technology from various countries. This time it was simply due to a careless mistake on our part, a setting error. It was just a mistake made by the person in charge of distribution. For those listening back later, you might wonder what happened, but since it's human error, that's to be expected. Wait, doesn't that mean AI should take over? Since it's a one-person operation, mistakes are bound to happen? I see. There's no one checking in between, there's no supervisor. But well, if that's the case, then the person in charge made a mistake. And if that person makes a mistake, there's a supervisor for that person, and then there's another supervisor for the supervisor, and so on. So, whether there's one person or thousands, it's the same. These things happen. I apologize for that. This is about the content. By the way, the English version had a rather strange translation that I found amusing. The title is Lingueene, which comes from the pasta linguine, right? So I imagined it would have a pronunciation close to linguine, but it turned out to be quite different. My pen name, which is derived from the pasta capellini, has become Kapeine, and it doesn't sound like that either. Haha. The most interesting part was Shoko Nakagawa's Tuturu, which had a pronunciation that felt very AI-like, and I was laughing while wondering if people overseas could understand it. As for Look Back, it became available on Amazon Prime in the US yesterday. This time I wrote it in katakana. The other day I had it written as Look Back in an email, so I intentionally wrote it in katakana this time. By the way, P.S., I'm writing this email at the airport. I'm on my way to Japan for work. By the time the next delivery happens, I think I'll be walking around the Yurakucho area. Rather than saying welcome back, I feel like I want you to be as far away as possible in a romantic sense. I know it's selfish, but welcome back, Kapeine-san. However, if possible, I would like to hear something like I'm listening from Paraguay. There isn't a Spanish version or a Portuguese version at the moment. I would like to do something like that as well. This program is a podcast that delivers anime information to the world through the multilingual voice translation tool Lingueene. This program is a podcast that delivers anime information to the world through the multilingual voice translation tool Lingueene. Based on the latest anime information gathered by the editorial team of KADOKAWA's anime magazine, Newtype, I, Hisanori Yoshida, will share insights about Japan's anime scene and culture with a global audience. This episode was recorded on November 11th, 2024. Additionally, since we are using the multilingual voice translation tool, Lingueene for translation, please be aware that languages other than Japanese may contain inaccuracies due to AI translation. For emails, please send them to janime@1242.com, and when posting on social media, I would appreciate it if you could use a hashtag. So, personally speaking, today I went to the Akihabara International Film Festival, which started this year. When you think of Akihabara, you think of anime, right? They are showcasing things that you wouldn't see elsewhere, and Koichi Yamadera has become the ambassador. It was revealed today that this was booked by film commentator Kon Arimura. I was talking with Kon Arimura today and I found that out. There is a Japanese radio station called Bay FM, which is different from Nippon Broadcasting, and I heard that they were booking through Arimura-san for the same program on different days. I attended a commemorative screening of Makoto Shinkai's film, and before and after that, there was a person named Tenmon, who composed the music for The Place Promised in Our Early Days and 5 centimeters per second, and I got to hear him speak. Well, let's see. I was thinking about why we gathered these 3 people: Kon Arimura, the film directors from the Tokyo International Film Festival, the festival director, and Yuki Hayashi from the theatrical music, and had everyone listen to them for 2 hours straight. I hosted such an event today, and because of that, I usually don't wear much makeup. But I had my makeup done, and now my hairstyle looks like space dandy. It's like I'm in a state reminiscent of an anime from about 10 years ago that no one probably remembers. Well, today is after November 10th. Basically, this program collaborates with monthly Newtype, which is released on the 10th of every month. It has been published at this pace for over 35 years since I was in middle school. Historically, anime magazines tend to be released around the 10th as well. Therefore, around the 10th of each month, there is often a lot of information that becomes available. Right now, I have the latest December issue in hand. The cover prominently features Dandadan. If you haven't been following Dandadan for the past few months, you wouldn't be able to create this cover. It's impressive how rich and fulfilling Newtype is. Now, let me teach you how to read Newtype for those who don't know. For those who are interested in news, there has been a page called Newtype Express since a long time ago. It's in color now, but when we were in junior high, it was in 2 colors, green and black. It has always been around, and it's the fastest source of information. Didn't you know that? Speaking of the Nikkei newspaper's stock price section, it's like this. Among all the print media in the anime industry, this is arguably where the fastest information is gathered. When an anime is announced, I now do a podcast every week for the world. In the past, you could only find out about it here once a month. I used to think, oh, is that so? All the time. In this program, I mentioned that Lazarus is starting its distribution, and there was a discussion about director Shinichiro Watanabe's back catalog, so this time there is some amazing anime information. The announcement for the TV anime adaptation is based on the TRPG world, titled Isekai Munchkin, and it's being adapted into a TV anime. Also, Welcome to Japan Elf-san will start in January 2025. Then, The Misunderstood Workshop Owner will air in April 2025. Kowloon Generic Romance, which I mentioned a bit, will be broadcast in 2025. The 3rd season of Oshi no Ko has been confirmed. The TV anime Zenshu, which means to correct everything, will air in January 2025. Momentary Lily will also be broadcast in January 2025. Thought Star Aquarian, Myth of Emotions, will air in January 2025. Is that clear? Sausei no Aquarian has always used the character for create, with the holy character for sacred. This time, it uses the character for imagine, with star, resulting in Thought Star Aquarian. And it has a style reminiscent of the Powerpuff Girls. Really, Suzy Kawamori is truly pushing the boundaries. So, there's this thing called Babambabanban Vampire, and when I read the manga, it's a comedy about a bathhouse and vampires. However, how can I explain it? Without explaining things like drifters, you wouldn't really understand the title. First of all, I have no idea how a bathhouse would be conveyed overseas. And Thermi Romi is similar. But not everyone has seen Thermi Romi. Anyway, the fact that a bathhouse, which even Japanese people don't visit much anymore, is the motif along with vampires is just ridiculous. I thought the title was really silly, and, well, I think it's great. I read the manga too. The TV anime, Jibaku Shunen Hanako-kun 2, I might have mentioned this a bit. The 2nd season of the TV anime, Kusuria no Hitorigoto, right, Hazur Skill, Kino Mi Master, airing in January 2025. There are various other worlds out there. Sentai Daishikaku second season, airing in April 2025. Kata Inaka no Osan Kensei ni Naru, this one is really trending right now, and it's set to air in April 2025. And the anime Mataku Saikin no Tantei to Kitara, airing in 2025. The TV anime Sakamoto Days, airing in January 2025. Then there's Dr. Stone Season 4 final season, airing in January 2025. All of this is written in the current Newtype Express. Isn't it amazing how much is being featured? Moreover, there are still new pieces of information that have been revealed around this week for this season. The final season of Beastars will be exclusively streamed on Netflix starting December 5th, 2024. Speaking of Netflix, the anime with the highest production cost in history is Arcane. Based on League of Legends, this Netflix anime was made for $100 million, but when including advertising costs, the total investment for the 2 seasons is expected to reach $250 million. With 37.5 billion yen, what else could be done? Today, Vaio was acquired by Nojima for about 11.2 billion yen, which is roughly 3 times that price. That's amazing. Is Godzilla 1.0 under 1.5 billion yen? Wow. You could make a TV series with that budget for Godzilla 1.0. Hehe. One Cut of the Dead is like umaibo. It's almost like a snack food at this point. It's reached that level. I guess people overseas might not understand what umaibo is, though. That's amazing. There were also some Netflix releases planned for this year. Additionally, there are the TV anime Let's Go Karaoke and Captivated by You. There's a manga artist named Wayama Yama, who might be considered the most popular gag manga artist in Japan right now. So, Let's Go Karaoke and Captivated by You have been confirmed for broadcast in 2025, and the cast has been announced, with Shun Hori playing the role of Akira. That seems fitting. Also, there's a character called Professor, who is a Yakuza, and the story revolves around a Yakuza and a middle school student going to karaoke. Daisuke Ono will be voicing him. Yes, in situations like this, it's often the case that Ono-san is definitely not playing a bad character when he portrays a Yakuza. Additionally, it was announced that the second season of the TV anime Sentai Daishikaku, created by Haruba Negi and Keiichi Sato, known for works like Tiger and Bunny, will be broadcast starting in April 2025. In this season, there will also be information about other anime coming out next year, including the 4th season of Yuru Camp, the 2nd season of Bukyaku Battery, and Hotel Inhumans, which is based on a manga by Shogakukan. New adaptations such as The Genius Healer Who Was Exiled as Useless After Healing Instantly Lives Happily as a Dark Healer, and The Fate of the Other World Depends on the Corporate Slave have also been announced. When combined with the previous announcements, a significant number of new titles have been revealed. Amidst all this, a heartwarming event celebrating the 10th anniversary of Is the Order a Rabbit? Will be held in March next year. For those coming from overseas, March is a wonderful season in Japan, the best time of the year, so it was mentioned as part of the information. This week, what should I say? It might be a bit different from saying it's trivial, but there's one piece of information that makes you go, what on earth is this? On November 5th, wallets designed by Yoshiyuki Tomino are now on sale. It's not that Yoshiyuki Tomino himself is selling wallets. There's a brand called Jam Homemade that takes requests from top-tier individuals across various fields and brings them to life. So, a wallet that director Yoshiyuki Tomino wanted has been put up for sale, and it seems that the initial batch, which included a Hello coin, has already sold out in the online shop. There are various comments about Yoshiyuki Tomino's wallet. A more high-spec wallet. I wonder why it sounds like a mobile suit there, like a Char's custom wallet. This is a Tomino custom wallet, even though it's not really custom. It should be lightweight, spacious, thin, yet resistant to deformation, stress-free for card insertion and removal, and designed for visibility so that it's easy to find in a bag. Isn't that something everyone would say, even if it's not Tomino? Well, it seems that such a product has been released, and a version without pre-order bonuses is currently available for reservation. For those who prefer long wallets, how about considering it? I wonder if they ship internationally. So this is Yoshida Hisanori's Japan anime news powered by Newtype, and this week it's like this. If you post your thoughts about the show on social media, please use the hashtag JAnime. I really want to hear your impressions of the show and also about any anime that you might think only you are watching right now. Please send your anime news via email. The email address is janime@1242.com. We will bring you the latest anime news again next week. By the way, I have been using a Danbo wallet from Yotsubato for over 10 years now. It's a very well-used Danbo wallet. This was Nippon Broadcasting announcer Yoshida Hisanori.